Big SEC guys. I would say happy Monday, listeners, but it is not a happy Monday. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing good this evening, sir. How are you?
I guess we'll start the segment with a little South Carolina rant. Um, Joe, I'm devastated. I'm devastated. I'm heartbroken. I'm disappointed, and I'm sad. Um, Listeners, you probably either saw the game or saw the score. Vanderbilt came into Williams-Brice Stadium for a night game and absolutely destroyed South Carolina in every phase of the football game. Final score: Vanderbilt 31, South Carolina 7. Um, and I hate to be reactionary, Joe, but I think this might be the beginning of the end for Shane Beamer. We've
Whoa.
given this guy. I'm serious. We've given this guy
Whoa.
so many, so many opportunities to hire a decent offensive coordinator, and he can't do it. Mike Shula has proven to be absolutely incompetent. He seems like a nice guy, but we're dead last in the SEC, 16th in the SEC in every single offensive stat. Fun fact, every single one. We're dead last, 16th. Our offense looks absolutely ridiculous, and not in a good way. We can't block, we can't run, we don't have any receivers. Lenora Sellers, who is supposed to be our savior, is anything but. He's looked bad. He got a concussion against Vanderbilt, so he didn't play half the game, but he looked bad before he went out with the injury. Joe, I think the ceiling for this South Carolina team might be like 5-7, and that's a scary thought. I don't think I don't know if you can I don't know if Beamer survives that. I mean, you can't come into the seasons with the expectations we had to be a playoff team, to be a championship contender, and go 4-8 and 5-7. And I don't even see a path to a bowl game at this point. So I said it before the Vandy game, folks. I'm scared. I'm scared to death. But this time I'm scared about the future of the program. I mean, things are about to get really rocky here.
Well, you're about to have a big bounce back win this week.
You think we're gonna beat Missouri?
I will be pleasantly surprised. Well, that's not true because then you will have lost. I will be surprised if Missouri is as good as they are looking on paper.
I'd give us like a 5% chance to beat Missouri. I mean,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
we're going to Columbia, Missouri. That place has been a house of horrors for us, and this team just looks terrible. And then there was a report on Mike Shula. Apparently, he's, like, really struggling with his confidence. Oh, no. That's not
That's
good.
not
Your
good.
offensive coordinator.
That's
That's
not
not good.
good. That's
That's
not
not good. You
good.
hate to hear
Never
that.
wanna hear
You hate to
about
hear that.
your coach and offensive
No.
coordinator struggling with confidence. Oh,
That's, like,
boy.
the worst thing you can hear from the local Columbia beat writer. I was like, "Oh, no. This isn't good." Well, folks, I'll end my rant pretty quickly. I don't need to do the 5,
No,
10-minute
come on, bring
rant.
it on, man. Bring it on the whole thing. Let's dive into it. Why else do we have this? Why else do we stay up and talk college football if not to have irrational thoughts?
I'm just devastated. I think that here's the headline. I think this is the beginning of the end for Shane Beamer at South Carolina. He just can't get the offense right, and why don't we do something like Vandy? Vandy runs the coolest offense you've ever seen. The spread option, RPO, speed option football with Pavia. He was running the option where he'd literally throw it. They were doing stuff I've never seen. It was incredible. I mean, gosh, it
Well,
was
I
so much
I
fun to
told you
watch.
on the phone, some of that ain't gonna last. I mean, he's gonna go do one of those passes, and he's gonna sail it behind somebody to the wide side of the field, and it's gonna get picked up and go the other way. So, like,
But at least they're trying to do something different because 'cause they're like, "All right, we're not gonna have as much talent, so we gotta do something unique." South Carolina's trying to do the same thing everyone does, run, run, pass, run it up the middle, incomplete pass, punt. We do that every
South
single time.
Carolina's
It's so
problem is
boring.
South Carolina's problem is one thing, and it's their offensive. And so it doesn't matter if you try to do the option, you're just gonna get Lenore Sellers is just gonna get beat to a pulp. Um,
But at the same time, our offensive line, left to right, left tackle, five-star top 10 player in the country. Left guard, high 4-star. Center, number 1 center transfer in the portal. Right guard, 4-star. Right tackle, 4-star. So we have 4 4-stars and a 5-star. So it's like, why? Why?
That's coaching, brother.
Don't get me started.
That's coaching.
Well,
Who's
folks,
your offensive
look,
line coach so I know who not to hire?
Lonnie Teasley, boo,
Yeah,
boo.
he's a big
Guy
move.
looks like an offensive lineman, I'll tell you that. I like that about him.
Well, maybe when Pittman gets the can at Arkansas, y'all can bring him on.
Yeah, I wonder if he'd come and be like offensive coordinator slash offensive line coach.
I don't know if you want him to be the coordinator, big guy. Maybe let's just leave him at the offensive line coach.
I just don't think he'd come to be just the offensive line coach. I love Sam Pittman, though. That would be a
I
coup.
do love Sam Pittman.
I'm ready for Shane Beamer to get the Virginia Tech job and for us to hire Clark Lee, baby. Let's do a swap. And I know Clark Lee is a Vandy alum, but I'm all in on the Clark Lee train
You ought to
after
go
what I
hire
saw.
Jerry Kill. You ought to go hire Jerry Kill is who you ought
I think there are a lot of interesting names out there. Alex Golish for USF. I
Well,
think he'd be really good.
I mean, listen, I love Clark Lee too. Ever since I
Yeah,
saw the SEC documentary and listened to him talk to his team, I was like, "Damn, I could play with this guy. This guy was is pretty legit." Um, let me rephrase that. I definitely could not play for him, but I would want to. I would want to
sure.
play for him. Um, but Jerry Kill is who came with Pavia, and he's the associate head coach. He was the former Minnesota coach. Always super inventive. I mean, he's the one that brought this whole setup to Vanderbilt. So I'm not taking anything away from Clark Lee, but Clark Lee wasn't beating top 10 teams before Jerry Kill got there. So
Yeah, I like that. Jerry Kill. You know who else? This is such a funny name, and I really want us to hire Pete Limbo.
who's that?
He's the head coach of Buffalo. Guy's the man. Um, Absolute genius. We need to hire Pete Limbo and be like, Pete Limbo, fix this. Love Pete Limbo. I'm obsessed.
Well,
Love
just
him.
remember you had Steve Spurrier, one of the greatest offensive minds in college football, and he still couldn't win a title in the SEC.
New new idea. South Carolina. If only there was a coach there that was interested in getting back to the college game. Somebody who's getting bored of college game day and all, all of the chaos that Pat McAfee brings.
Oh, God.
Nick Saban,
Yeah, come
Nicholas
rebuild this program.
Nicholas Saban. I'd like to
Yep,
have him.
yep. That would
Oh,
be
boy.
what the folks call a home run.
If I won the 1.7 billion Powerball, there would be signs. South Carolina hires Nick Saban to be
Don't
the
be
head
trying to
football
copy
coach.
that lady. Don't be trying to copy that lady from whom God knows who where in Alabama, who probably couldn't even tell you where Tuscaloosa is on a map, but her first 70,000,000 were going to get DeBoer out of Tuscaloosa.
I love that lady. Yeah, we'll talk about this later. I think DeBoer might be, I think he might be alright after all. I think he's turning this streetcar around, if you know what I mean.
Well, we'll lead in. We'll talk Bama, Wisconsin here.
Yeah, let's dive in.
We'll talk Bama, Wisconsin. Listen, Power 4 team, they're not very good. Wisconsin's not very good. They got a good
Sure.
defense. I mean, their defense is gonna keep them just by the way the Big Ten plays football. Their defense is stout enough where they can crowd the box and force you to beat them with their arm. They will be in some games as the season progresses. And they may sneak up and beat somebody. I mean, they almost caught Penn State. They almost caught Oregon last year. They will sneak up on somebody and probably get a win. I really like Luke Fickell as a head coach. For
Yeah.
whatever
Oh, yeah.
reason, he's having a hard time getting the offense going. Now, this is the second year in a row that their starting quarterback didn't play in the game against us. I mean, he lasted
Not good.
half a drive or maybe a drive and a half last year, and then the guy this year wasn't gonna play, and then I think another guy went out. It was it was not good for them offensively, and they're breaking in a bunch of new guys on the offensive line, young guys, redshirt freshmen. Um, Uphill battle for sure, but Alabama came out with a lot of energy. came out with a lot of energy, took care of business. We're 28 to nothing. Got a got a one of those weird personal foul penalties where the ref ran into one of our guys or one of our guys ran into the ref, and so it backed us up on the kickoff. So we kick the ball off out of bounds is usually our or excuse me, not out of bounds, out of the back of the end zone. That's usually our style, but we can't kick it that far, and what happens? It gets returned for a touchdown. So there's your 7, and then they scored a
Yep.
late 4 minutes to go in the game, something like that, garbage time touchdown when we were kinda rolling. We had some of the starters in, but we were kinda rolling kids in, and so really their offense was suffocated all day. Um, they stacked the box. Ty Simpson, we might be talking about him a little bit later, but he is, he's playing good football right now. He, went
Look
I
good.
think it was 20 for no, what was it? It was, bear with me, folks.
It was something like 25 for 30 or something like that. He was good. And
Yeah,
Joe,
he
I'll say that
only had a yeah, only had a
while
couple
you
incompletions.
while you
Um,
look that up, is there a more exciting player in college football when he's on than Ryan Williams?
oh my gosh, he
Woof.
had a great day. Yeah, he had a great day.
Lightning in a lightning
Yep,
in a bottle. My
yep.
stars.
And Jeremy had a great day, another 2 touchdown day for Jeremy.
That's my guy.
Yep. He,
I'm a
hold
Jeremy
on.
guy, listeners. I love
Looking up
Jeremy
these
Bernard. I
stats,
think he's a
everybody,
stud.
bear with me, I'm sorry. Should have been more prepared, written them down. 24 of 29 for 382 and 4 touchdowns, 89.8 QBR. Um, not a bad day at the office. I will say
Yeah.
this, it is very concerning. Once again, our leading rusher
He
was
led
Ty
the team in
Simpson,
rushing.
back. The running back with the
Not
most
good.
carries only had 7. I
Why does DeBoer do that? Why
I
does he not let the running
buddy,
backs
if you
run?
wanna throw the damn ball so much, go play baseball. Like, quit playing, like, line up
Seriously.
and run the ball. I will say Wisconsin was stacking the box and their safeties. Not only did they put 7 and 8 guys in the box, but their safeties were max depth, like, 8 yards off the line of scrimmage. So they were just out of the box. And, you know, if you've got a system, then your system tells you to throw the ball, and it's not like our guys weren't running wide open all game. So,
Yeah. Good point.
you know, but as a style, that's pretty frustrating for me to watch.
It's,
But it's great.
yeah,
And we won. We won.
never
Listen, I
yeah,
said I said going into these 2 games, Alabama can show me nothing in these next 2 games that will make me feel great about them because of the level of competition. We'll know about Alabama when they go on the road in 2 weeks into Athens, and you don't have to win that game, but you gotta play with fire, and you gotta do something other than what we did in week 1. And so, we'll know, but we're gonna have to sit through this next week and sit through all week next week or the week after, and good news is I'm probably gonna go shoot doves sometime next week, so it'll help the week go by.
nice.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, the defense played really well. Good to see Bray Hubbard playing well. Um,
Yeah, he played great.
couple picks, and some really solid tackles. I think he had 5 or 6 solo tackles, and a couple of them some real thumpers. I think we got home for 4 sacks. That was good to see. We've been having a hard time finishing at the quarterback. 4 sacks, that was good. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't throw the ball. All in all, it was we beat a team that was not our caliber very badly, and that's
Yeah,
what you want
love
to
it.
see. So Arkansas, Ole Miss next. I
Oh,
admittedly
yeah.
did not watch a single down of this game,
Well, I've
but it
got some
looks
good
like
news
when you
for you.
look at the stats, Arkansas played them pretty well, except for didn't they turn the ball over and it basically cost them the game?
Joe, what a football game. So, Austin Simmons is, like, hurt and doing the "I'm gonna try to play sporadically" thing, and it's just clearly not working. So, Ole Miss, I guess their backup quarterback, the dude looked I don't know how big he is, but he looked massive. His name's Trinidad Chambliss.
Okay.
Um, dog, Joe, absolute dog. This guy comes in the game, dual threat, he's running, he's gunning, he's making plays. I thought he looked as good as Austin Simmons has looked this season. And then on the other side, Taylon Green for Arkansas, same thing.
I
You're
saw
watching.
I saw some clips from him, so
Oh my gosh, this football game, it was just 2. stone cold dual threat run and gun quarterbacks getting after it. And Taylor Green's so cool to watch because he's so fast, the Arkansas quarterback, folks. He's so fast and he's so elusive and he's skinny, but he's tall. He's like 6'6", and he's just kind of moving around and
He
like
reminds
he's
me
so
of,
elusive.
a Temu Vince Young.
Yeah, but like a taller, skinnier Vince Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely not like doesn't have the power game, but
He
he's
glides.
so
When he runs,
elusive.
he glides.
Yeah. He's like a gazelle. He's just sort of gliding around. And then this Trinidad Chambliss dude for Ole Miss, he was shorter and stockier. Like this guy was a little bit of a heavier guy. Um, but God, he was making throws. He was throwing it all over the field. He was running. So it's fun to watch those like two teams that both run like a fun college football offense and have true dual threat guys.
Yeah.
It was just a fun watch. It was an absolutely fun watch. Um, and yeah, it was just a good I mean, just a good old-fashioned football game. Just a lot of scoring,
Was
not a
the
lot of
turnover the
defense.
difference in the game, basically?
Yeah, there was a fumble that kinda ended it by one of the running backs, but other than that, it was a pretty clean football game.
Well, we said going in, Arkansas, this was a game actually, it kinda sounds like it played out exactly how Ole Miss knew how to finish the game, didn't they? And Arkansas couldn't quite get it done.
Yeah, it was just an exciting game. The 2nd quarter, I think there were like 45, 50 points. There's 2nd quarter, they just both scored every time.
Oh my
It was great.
gosh.
Classic college football.
Stressful, stressful, stressful.
But
Uh,
it was 2 defenses that were like, "We can't stop these quarterbacks." That was basically the game.
Auburn, South Alabama.
I've got some questions about Auburn.
Auburn, you're gonna have to tighten that defense up a little bit, but good j hey,
Wolves.
listen, you're 3-0, and you're going to Oklahoma in what's gonna be a extremely entertaining football game. But you better tighten your defense up.
Um, I have I have a real question about that Auburn defense. That looked not good, and then don't get me started on Jackson Arnold. That dude cannot throw the ball, Joe, and unfortunately for him, in the early 1900s, they invented the forward pass. You gotta throw the ball forward. I mean, you can't he's like a one read and run quarterback now, and you just can't do that in the SEC.
Well, we saw what
Can't
Oklahoma
do
did
it.
to Bryce, so we'll save it for the next episode, but I did wanna give some kudos to John Mesh coming on the pod, calling a 3-0 start.
Yeah.
He's gotta be feeling good about his, Auburn Tigers. Let's touch on Arch in Texas. What is going on, buddy? What is going on?
Did you watch any of that one?
No, but I had people text.
I don't wanna I don't
So
wanna come in
so
here and just like
news. Yeah, I think I was in Waycross for a wedding this past weekend, and so I was getting to watch the games, but bits and pieces of the games throughout the day. We had a
nice.
fantastic time celebrating. I got to see all my family that I don't get to see them as often, so that was a lot of fun. Um, but my watching was bits and pieces, so I didn't get to, like, flip through games during commercial breaks and everything, but I had people blowing me up about Arch, and,
Were they talking about Arch? Joe,
yes, yes.
I I I hate to be reactionary, right? "Oh, so and so is the best, so and so is the worst." Arch looks like if they put one of us at quarterback at Texas, and it is crazy to watch. He he is the least accurate SEC quarterback I've seen in a very long time. He is throwing the ball at people's feet. He just short arms it into people's ankles.
Is he
It's like
still
every
doing that
throw.
weird sidearm
Yeah,
thing? What is that?
he does this, like, short arm side slot throw, and he's literally throwing it at his receiver's feet. He looked Arch Manning might be the nicest guy in the world. I think the Manning family's awesome, right? Love those guys, but, like, you gotta watch these games and tell the truth, and the truth is he just looked bad.
I need a
He
Manning
looks very
cast
bad.
with Peyton and Eli. I need them to call one of Arch's games so that I can get some kinda commentary and explanation for that throw.
Oh, Peyton and Eli are probably staying as far away from this as possible. They're watching this like, "Oh, no. This looks bad. This looks
This is why your
really
dad
bad."
played wide receiver. It's like
Yeah, seriously. Seriously.
oh gosh.
I
Well,
mean, it's
that's all we need to touch
it's
on.
getting
Their time will come. They kicked it off pretty difficult up there at the Horseshoe, but, golly, I called this so early in the season for Florida to beat them in Gainesville. I don't
it's
know
shocking.
anymore.
It's shocking.
They've got a schedule is starting to heat up. You know, their schedule will start heating up. They got 2 more weeks, but then they
Yeah,
when
I
they
mean,
get an SEC play, maybe we'll see if it plays
that
out.
that defense is still very good, so that's gonna help.
Yeah, that's good. That's gonna keep them in the game. Mississippi State and Missouri both won.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Missouri's potentially very good. Just
All
throwing
right.
that out
Save
there
save it
early.
for the next save it for the preview.
Save it for the
Um,
preview.
Save it for the preview.
Mississippi
LSU
State
and
3-0,
Florida.
hashtag Bulldogs. Oh,
LSU and Florida. Between Simmons being hurt and not looking like himself, and then Lagway just this is just a glaring reflection of this is why you don't miss spring practice and why you don't miss half of the preseason practices because when you come in and get against these SEC defenses, or you can say South Florida, you're rusty and 5 picks in a game. Well, 2 of the 5 picks directly led to the 10 points you lost by. LSU didn't look that
yeah,
great.
1 pick six.
LSU didn't look like that great. I got to watch bits and pieces of this game too. And every time I look, but I need an explanation from Billy on several things here. But the worst is I got to find this. Hold on, I'm back to the old stat line here, trying to figure out.
Folks, while Joe looks up the stat line, there was a hilarious meme about the game I'd encourage you to look up. It's, Billy Napier talking to DJ Lagway, and it's one of those word boxes. This made me laugh literally out loud, and it says, "DJ, we're the team in blue," because he kept throwing it to LSU. He kept throwing picks. And
Uh,
listeners, just don't go back and listen to any of our preseason episodes. Just
oh,
like and
please,
subscribe
gosh,
because
no, don't do that. Do not do that.
there are some ice cold takes in terms of our
There's some
quarterback
bad ones, guys.
rankings, our
Bad
team
ones.
previews. S Go
I
ahead
am
and if
feeling
you're gonna
better about my Sellers being left out of the, about including Pavia and leaving Sellers out, but now I wish I'd moved Pavia to the top, man.
yeah, fascinating,
Alright,
fascinating.
alright, alright. So in a 10-point ball game, right, with a quarterback who threw 5 interceptions, you made him throw the ball 49 times. You only let Ball carry the ball 10 times for 46 yards. I gotta have an explanation of why you put that
Yeah,
much pressure in that tight of a game and didn't use that guy is a beast with the ball in his hands, and why you didn't give him the ball 15 more times.
I'm with you. I mean, that LSU defense is pretty good. We'll throw that out there.
Obviously, the Florida defense is pretty good too because we all thought
Yeah,
LSU was gonna sling the ball all over them, and they really only gave up I mean, technically, they gave up 13 points, but I know 3 of those were a chip shot field goal after they got the stop after a Lagway interception. So, I mean, if I'm sitting here as a Florida defensive coach, I'm probably just looking across the press box like, "What? Y'all y'all can't win and I gave up 13 points?" Like, come on. Like, pretty
yeah.
tough.
This was an interesting game because both defenses look good, and Nussmeier didn't look great, and DJ Lagway. It's fun to watch because he's a
Did you see
gunslinger,
Brian
but
Kelly's press conference where he went off on the reporter?
was he heated? What'd he say?
You gotta go listeners, you gotta go watch this. It was it was bad. In my opinion, I thought the questions from the reporters were totally legit, like, asking about the offense and the offensive struggles and why you're not running the ball better. Newsflash, Alabama is the 14th worst rushing team in the SEC. You wanna know the 2 behind them?
South Carolina's gotta be number 1.
South Carolina's behind them and LSU's behind them. The only 2
Wow.
teams that are worse at running the football than Alabama and the SEC. The
I'm
reporter's
surprised
asking.
LSU's on that list because Cade Durham's so good.
I'm surprised too, but that's
Hmm.
I only know that stat. I listened to a Bama podcast right before this, and they were talking. So, not verified, but it's the Locked On Bama podcast. I listen to it pretty regularly. The guys usually they do a lot better job of vetting their stats than I do. But say all this to
Yeah.
say, listener/viewer, if you have not watched Brian Kelly blow up at this reporter, you know, he goes a little overboard unnecessarily, especially considering he really hadn't won anything at LSU yet. And
Mm-mm.
I didn't think the questions were that out of line. They're just normal questions about why the offense is struggling, which pretty valid in a game that you would only won 13-10, and you probably would have lost if Lagway wasn't colorblind, you know?
Joe, when he blew up at the reporter, was he using his Southern Louisiana accent or was he using his normal accent?
As normal. But he was that kind of whiny, you know, not very nice self that was all over. It was literally like watching the SEC, that SEC doc on
The
Netflix.
Netflix show.
I
Yeah.
didn't know he was
Yeah.
like that. So I watched that and then I heard this. It was bad. It was
He's not
real it rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, it's the
he's
guys
not a
asking you
very
why your
popular
offense isn't
guy.
performing because guess what? Your offense isn't performing. By the way, that Clemson win doesn't look so hot anymore. I'm starting to feel a lot better about LSU and having to play
Oh
them
my
later,
god.
personally.
Joe, that Clemson win not looking so hot, that reminded me. I meant to mention this in my rant. At one point, South Carolina's getting blown out by Vanderbilt, and I'm like, "What is happening? This is a disaster. We beat Virginia Tech," and then the screen at the bottom, Old Dominion 31, Virginia Tech 0. I was like, "Oh, no. What is going on? Oh, no."
I just wanna remind you in week 2, you said that Virginia Tech you kept us from taking Vanderbilt as the AI on the premise that Virginia Tech was very good, was gonna be
Well,
good
Virginia
this
Tech
year.
Virginia Tech was winning that game at halftime, so that's a partially okay take, but yeah, that's one of the many freezing cold takes I've had. Folks, just don't go back and clip any of this. It's just not worth it. There's just too many.
Hey, we are
I
amateurs.
don't know if I've had a good take.
We are amateurs. Yeah.
Yeah. If a weird team like Oklahoma or something wins a national championship, that'll be a really good take to carry me through, but
That's
that's
right, there we go,
pretty
there we
much
go.
my only good take's been John Mateer. He's really
You've been spot on with that one.
I was passionate about him, and that's proving to be correct, so
Spot on,
let's
spot on.
focus on that one.
Alright,
Oklahoma's my new team,
alright,
by the way,
moving
coming up.
forward, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that there's not much to say. I thought the game was super sloppy between LSU and Florida. Um
Yeah, sloppy game, good
I thought it was a
defenses.
really sloppy game. I actually felt like I mean, if you go back and so that was the individual stats I wanted to look at. If you look at the team stats in the game, first downs, how many first downs did LSU have?
Do they do time of possession? I feel like Florida had the
Oh, yeah,
ball the entire
I'm about
game.
to go through all this stuff. I'm gonna read you
Okay.
some stats and you tell me who you thought should have won the game. All right.
Joe, I watched that game. Florida had the ball the entire time. Was it like 50 to 10 time of possession? That'd be a record,
It
I
was
think,
almost
but
38 minutes, 37-46 to 22-14.
oh my god, it was
Florida
38
had
to 22.
23
That's
first
nuts.
downs to LSU's 10.
Yeah.
Um,
Florida had the ball the entire game.
Florida had better third down conversion percentage. Admittedly, it wasn't great, but it was better than LSU's. They were 1 for 1 on fourth down. They had more total yards. They had more passing yards. Interestingly enough, they didn't have more rushing yards, which probably explains why they lost. They should have been running um, ball more. I'm sitting here looking at 27 rushing attempts and only 10 of those were ball. That was a mistake. Did he get hurt? Did I miss that?
No, no,
He
he
didn't
was
get hurt?
healthy.
No, they're terrible at running their offense? Okay, that's good.
Tell the listeners about the turnovers because 'cause they're thinking, "How did Florida lose
Hold on,
this
no,
game?"
no, I'm not done yet. They had less penalties than LSU. I mean, you start looking at, like, really key stats in here that you look at to see who wins a game and who loses the game. I've only left out one, and it's turnovers. They turned the ball over 5 times.
5
And
picks
that's
for
how you
DJ.
lose a football
Not good,
game.
not good.
So, I mean, I sit here and look at it and, we look kinda dumb considering we went through Florida's schedule and gave them an opportunity to win every game. But they gotta get it
Florida
figured
might
out.
go
They gotta play a complete game, and I don't know if
Florida
it's gonna
also might
happen.
be 5-7.
Oh, I think they're lucky to be 5-7, the daunting
Yeah,
schedule coming
seriously.
at this point. Billy's gonna have to fight like hell not to lose that team. But he hadn't
Yeah.
lost it yet. I mean, they've rallied towards the end of the year every year he's been there, so we'll see. That's enough of that game. That was sloppy. That was a sloppy,
Who's next?
sloppy football game. Um, you wanna do Georgia or A&M first?
Oh, folks, Georgia, Tennessee, game of the year. Game of the year so far, right, in college football?
That was
What a football game.
it really was. Wasn't there like 7 lead changes or something like that in the second
Oh,
half? Something
they just
stupid.
ca it was just all it was Tennessee went up big, and then Georgia fought back in the second quarter. Then the second half, it was just lead change after lead change. Folks, that Josh Heupel offense is so much fun to watch. Joey Aguilar, Tennessee's quarterback, that guy's a dog. He was making some
He really did a
insane
good
throws.
job getting his legs back underneath him and
Oh,
moving the football because
what
Georgia
a
had him
guy.
figured there for a little bit. He did not do well when Georgia got pressure in his face, and,
But
then
he's an
he was able to
elusive guy.
regroup. Say what?
Yeah. He's an elusive guy. I mean, he was a bit of a magician. He was getting in and out of trouble. And if I may, Gunnar Stockton, welcome to the SEC. I was
Yeah,
watching this with
great man.
several Georgia fans, and I kept saying to them, Stockton would make this throw, and I'd be like, NFL throw, back shoulder, NFL throw, corner of the end zone, dot, NFL throw, anticipation, NFL anticipation. I'm watching Gunnar Stockton thinking, wow, this guy is
By far the best
listener.
he's played. By
Oh
far
my
the best
gosh.
he's played. Yeah,
I was
and they
convinced
had to
he was
have it.
bad,
They
and
had to have it.
I think I'm wrong. I think he might be pretty good. I was really impressed with Gunnar Stockton. Don't get
Yeah.
me started on the defenses. Those defenses were doing nothing.
Yeah, that was a little concern, but it's tough. I mean, Tennessee, you wanna know the most impressive part about it to me was we sat here last week and we said, in a shootout, I really worry about Georgia's ability to keep up. Now, we're
Yeah.
saying all this, Tennessee blew the game at
Should
the
have won. Yeah, should have
They
won.
blew the game at the end of the game. I wanted
I
to
felt bad for
I
that
wanted to
kicker.
time it because I wanted to see, and I just hadn't gotten around to do it. Maybe I'll do it before the preview episode so we can circle back and touch back on it. But Heupel blew that game when he didn't just go out there and kick the field goal with 7, 8 seconds left, and he tried to get too
They got that
cute,
false
and
start.
his kicker had to sit there and think about it, and think about it, and think about it. In fact, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go find, like, the full game replay, and I'm gonna time the minutes from, like, okay, we're
Oh,
15, 20 yards in this guy's range. How long does it take us to run him out there and try to kick it? That's a
it would have been
long
something
time
crazy
to
like 6 or
mentally
7 minutes. Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's a long time to
And
mentally
Joe,
have
he looked so nervous. I was texting some of the guys, like, he just looks so nervous. And as a fellow punter place kicker, I know what those nerves looked like. His eyes were big. He just looked and I must be a total empath because I was nervous. I felt like my stomach was, like, in my throat. I was so nervous. And Haley said, "What is wrong with you?" And I was like, "I don't cheer for either team, but I'm gonna feel really bad when this guy just shoves this way out right, and then he just shoves it a mile right."
it was terrible.
Oh, no.
It
Not even
it
close.
it was
Felt
bad.
so bad for him.
But what a
Not
football game.
good.
I will say the one thing that stuck out to me,
Game of the year.
and probably the reason Georgia won the game, um, is they really started to kinda push their will on the Tennessee in that second half running the football.
Yeah.
55
Yeah.
rushing attempts for the game, 200 yard well, 198, over 200 yards when you back out Stockton's, sacks. Um, I think that's probably they controlled the ball for 35 minutes. Now granted, Tennessee had a couple of drives that were lightning fast. I think one was like a one-play drive or a two-play drive.
Yeah, they kept bombing it to Brazzle.
Yeah.
They would just launch it
Yeah,
to Brazzle.
but
That guy's a
still,
stud.
Georgia didn't give up on this is what drives me crazy about the way Alabama plays football versus the way Georgia. Georgia went down 21-7 and still stuck with running the football because they knew that they couldn't
Mike
just
Bobo,
let
baby.
Tennessee. Yeah, they couldn't just let Tennessee get the ball back by going 3 and out, throwing 3 incompletions, and, um, and then go down 28-7. And, they kept running the football, and they hung in there, and they hung in there, and they chipped away, and then all of a sudden they were winning, and they were, controlling the game. Then Georgia went 3 straight possessions with field goals, and it looked like Tennessee was gonna have them. And, I will say I think the difference in the game was Georgia's ability to run the football.
Yeah.
The turnovers were even. Um, Kinda sloppy for 4 turnovers in this game. Many points as were scored, that's kinda a little sloppy.
Well, I mean, both
Penalties,
teams had over 500 yards. It was just a
yeah,
offensive slug.
penalties, Tennessee had 10 penalties, 82 yards. Yeah, I mean, you wanna look at why Tennessee lost the game. Wow, they did 496 for Tennessee, 502 for Georgia.
Yeah,
28 first
literally
downs to
500,
23 first
500.
downs. Georgia had the time possession, less penalties, more rushing yards. Um, yeah, I mean, you wanna know why Tennessee lost the game is because they had 82 yards in penalties, and then they just totally cooked their kicker's mind in the lead up to that kick.
Can I give you a take that I know the Georgia fans aren't gonna like, but the more I think about it, the more I believe in this? I think Mike Bobo is a good offensive coordinator, folks.
Ooh, people are gonna hate you for that, but yeah, I totally agree with you. He caught
I
so
think
much
he's good at
flack.
his job. I
Yeah,
think he does a good job.
so second tenure, right? And people are still fussing about how he coached when he was there for the first time and how he's coaching now. I'm sorry, he scored 44 points. Like, it's not his fault
Masterclass.
that 41 were given up.
Masterclass. Absolute masterclass as an offensive coordinator. They're down 21-7, they're pounding the rock, and everyone's like, "Ooh, throw it." And it's like, "No, we're gonna pound you into submission, and we're gonna win this game." Masterclass by Mike Bobo. I like Mike Bobo.
I do too. Well, it's in the first tenure
Mike
when
Bobo,
everybody would be so
come
mad.
back to South Carolina, please. Mike Bobo, we'll do anything for you. Please come back. Please. We didn't know what we had until it was gone.
Oh, oh gosh.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Alright,
that was a
last but
great
not
game,
least,
though.
Joe.
I tell you, it shows you the margin that kinda game shows you the margin of error, though. When you talk about,
Literally.
like, winning football games, Georgia has won so many football games over the last, let's just say, 5, 6 years. They've won so many football games over that time period, they know how to win, and Tennessee had them. Tennessee had done enough to win that game, had them there ready to beat them, and then
They
you
just
just
didn't know
make
what to
that
do.
one mistake, that false start, that one mistake that just all of a sudden puts that shadow of doubt. Your kicker misses, and you take your foot
Game
off their
over.
throat, and just like that, in overtime, great teams that know how to win find a way to win, and that's what happened. And by
So,
Kirby at this point,
Georgia in overtime needed a touchdown to win. 3 plays. Run, run, run.
run,
Game
run, run,
over.
game over,
Game over.
game over.
Ugh.
I mean,
Alright,
I
let's
I
go
I
to
think it's
Texas A&M Notre Dame.
all right, hold on real quick, last thing, it's pretty definitive that Kirby owns Bobby Hill, like, big
Oh,
time.
100%.
He
100%.
owns him, owns him.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, Texas A&M, Notre Dame.
If Georgia,
I'm glad we
Tennessee was
stuck with
game
it,
of the
I'm
year
glad I
number
stuck
1,
with it.
never a doubt. Never a doubt.
I'm I'm glad I stuck with it. Before we
Texas
get into
A&M
the,
was
like,
always
the
gonna win that
X's and
football
O's side
game.
of it, did you the Buckner, Tyler Buckner, the guy who fumbled the snap for Notre Dame, was the cat that started the South Florida game in 2023 for Alabama at quarterback. He had
Was
transferred
he?
from
Oh,
Notre Dame
cool.
to Alabama. Bill Road had the first 2 starts. We lost the Texas game. Saban started Buckner. Buckner had come with Tommy Rees. It was the most atrocious start to a football game I've ever seen in my life. Ty Simpson had to come in and clean up his mess, um, and was able to actually win the game later, but Then Buckner transferred back to Notre Dame and was just playing lacrosse, and apparently he's walked onto the football team and was the
Nice.
holder on that extra point, and they showed his
Oof,
face like 40 times. I felt bad for him, but,
not good.
not good.
I'll give you I'll give you a few takes from this, Texas A&M Notre Dame game. Marcel Reed I is an absolute enigma to me. I'm I'm fairly convinced at this point he's not very good, but you could also convince me he is very good. He was throwing it all over the place, not to the Texas A&M players, and then he would just hit KC Concepcion or Mario Craver for a bomb. He must have averaged, like, 40 yards of completion because he was, like, just literally launching it deep, and I was like, "This is great." Le'Veon Moss, Joe Dog. This was a game. I love the 2 running backs. Le'Veon Moss, dog. Jeremiah Love for Notre Dame.
Oh,
I know, folks, this is an SEC podcast. Jeremiah Love for Notre Dame is like Ashton Genty good. That guy is a dog. Oh my gosh, he is so good.
He's very good.
Those are my takes.
He's very good. Um, Texas A&M fed their
I think Texas
you know
A&M's
what
pretty good.
Texas A&M did very well? They put the ball in the hands of their playmakers.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they did. They said, these guys can win it for us. Let's
Yeah.
just find a way to get them the ball." And that's what they did, and I mean,
We have 4 really, really good players.
yeah,
Marcel Reed at quarterback, Le'Veon Moss at running back, and Mario Craver and KC Concepcion at receiver, and we are gonna ride these guys to the
yeah,
end of the earth.
yep,
Mike
yep.
Elko, baby. Common sense.
Mike Elko, he's done a great job. This was a game I had
He's
circled
a good coach.
in the preseason for A&M to go up there and get this victory, and then I wavered
Oh, yeah.
during the week, but I kept it. I kept it. I was pleased, and,
We never wavered, folks.
I wavered. I was not
We
sure they
knew.
were gonna go up there and win that game. But I'm looking at the
We
stats.
knew.
Listen to how even of a game this was. A&M 24 first downs to Notre Dame's 23. Notre Dame actually converted a lot of third downs, 7 of 15 versus 4 of 11. Notre Dame
Nice.
2 of 4 on fourth down versus 1 of 1 for A&M. A&M 488 to 440 on total yardage. Rushing yards actually favored Notre Dame, 147 to 128. Penalties really favored Notre Dame. Oh my gosh, A&M. 13 penalties, 86 yards for A&M. Each team had a turnover, and Notre Dame had the ball for 33 minutes to 20. So well, it was really closer to 33-27. I think it was 33:07 to 26. Those are pretty even stats. Looking at it, I'd probably give the edge if I just looked at the stats. I probably would have given the edge to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, that game was a game destined for overtime. A&M won because of a routine play that wasn't made by.
Yeah. Great game.
Yep,
An excellent game.
great game. That last play was just a toss up, though. I'll say that about Reed is he is not afraid to just put the ball up in the air and just say,
Screaming Willie Beeman, folks. For
"Yep,
anybody who watched the movie Any Given Sunday, Martell Reed was like, "I'm rolling. I'm throwing this baby. We're doing it.
yeah." It's
Touchdown."
like,
That was
my
epic.
guy I'm gonna give my guy every chance to be the hero because the
And
ball's
I
gonna
love
be in the
that.
air, whether you can get it or not, that's up to you.
I love that. Like, I'm giving you a chance. Yeah, I might go 17 for 40, but I'm also gonna throw for 400 yards because 'cause I'm launching it down the field.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, give us your big SEC guys of the week.
I'm a homer. I'm going all Alabama this week. Ty
Like it.
Simpson. Ty Simpson
Great
is
hire.
now what did I say? He was 20 for 25. What was it?
He was 25 for 30. He looked good.
25 for 30. So he is 30, so 47, that's 40. He's 42 for 47 in his last 2 games.
Pretty
Um,
good.
very accurate, great pocket presence. 4 TDs, looked great Saturday. And then on defense, thank you, Bray Hubbard, for playing some football. 2 picks, 5, 6 tackles. He was a demon out there, flying all over the place.
Like it.
Um, his mind's in the right spot, a lot of effort. Good to see. Total homer picks this week. Could have gone multiple places, but they're sucking
No,
me back
nothing
in,
wrong with
Dan.
that.
They're sucking me back in.
I like it. My big SEC guy of the week on offense is Gunnar Stockton. Gunnar
Yeah.
Stockton, I thought looked fabulous. The guy, some of the throws he made were outrageous. He made 2 or 3 of the best throws I've seen in all of college football this year in that individual game. I thought he looked great. And it's fun to watch him run, Joe, because he's running, and nothing gets a team more energized when the quarterback ducks that head, lowers the shoulder, and tries to run a guy over. And he did that 3 or 4 times, and I thought, "Man, I'm just watching the game as like a neutral observer, and I'm fired up." So, Gunnar Stockton on offense for me. I'm gonna give it to the entire LSU defense, with an asterisk by Deshaun Spears. He had 2 picks. He had the pick 6 that basically you could say won the game.
Yeah.
But that LSU defense, folks, remember the name, Steven Joseph, a big
Yes.
SEC guy guessed. He was right, folks. I'm
He's
gonna
all
continue to say
over it.
this. The man was right. It's like those hats. He was right about everything. Steven Joseph was right about everything. That'll be our first big SEC guy's hat. That LSU defense looked great.
It did.
Looked great.
Yeah.
Joe, should we give the listeners what they want and end the episode with some power rankings?
Power rankings, we told y'all we'd be more organized this go round. I have power rankings 1 through 16. Did
Me
them
too.
before the episode so that
Me
we're
too.
yeah.
Love it. We're in good standing
All
with the
right.
guests.
Start us off.
You wanna do them? You wanna do the draft thing, or you wanna do,
No, let's go. We'll just give our 1 through 16.
alright, so my 1 is Georgia.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Gunnar Stockton's back. That's a big win for Georgia. I like Kirby a lot. Georgia's a good football team.
Yeah.
Alright, you go first. Who's your 2? We'll do it like Snake.
LSU.
Alright, I've got Oklahoma at 2. I think Oklahoma's really, really good, folks.
I okay, go
Uh,
ahead. You're 3.
LSU's my 3.
I got A&M.
Nice. Okay.
I got
Who's your
Oklahoma
4?
4.
Alright, I've got Tennessee at 4. I think Tennessee might be pretty good too.
I got Van or go ahead. You're supposed to do 5 now.
I've got Texas at 5.
Vandy at 5.
Texas A&M at 6.
I got Missouri at 6. I had Texas A&M at 3.
Oh, you got Missouri way up there.
Yeah, I got Missouri at 6.
I've got Alabama at 7. Have you moved them off of 16?
We'll get to them. I got Texas, and then I got
Alright,
Auburn at 8.
I've got Ole Miss at 8. I'll do the rest of mine, then you do the rest of yours. I'm getting confused.
Dime
And
2.
then I've got, Vandy at 9, Missouri at 10, Auburn at 11, Arkansas at 12, Florida at 13, Mississippi State at 14, South Carolina Gamecocks at 15, and then Kentucky at 16. I think Kentucky's really, really bad.
All right. I had what did I had? I had Auburn at what number was that? 1, 2. Auburn at 8, so I got Tennessee at 9, Ole Miss at 10, State at 11, South Carolina at 12, Arkansas at 13, Kentucky at 14, Florida at 15, and Bama still at 16.
Yeah, this whole Alabama 16 is really, really making a mockery of your power rankings. That's how you were going through your list. I was like, who is he gonna have at 15, 16?
I mean,
Oh, oof.
Florida and Bama are in the doghouse right now, brother.
Well, South
They're
Carolina
they're in
too.
the doghouse. Bama's gonna continue to remain in the doghouse until at least we go to Athens, and then that will either cement their permanent location or they'll get
If you beat, if you beat Georgia and Athens, you gotta take them out of 16, mandatory.
oh, yeah, they'll
Mandatory removal
listen,
from
they can
16.
listen, I still maintain not to rant, we've gone long here because we had a great weekend of college football, so
Yeah,
we
we had a
haven't talked
really good slate of
yeah,
college
we've gone
football.
gone a little long, so I won't I can handle losing, and I'll be just fine if we go up to Athens in a close competitive game, very similar to to the Georgia-Tennessee game or to the
Yeah.
A&M Notre Dame game. I can handle losing a game like that. That's not I'm not gon you know, I'm not gonna be upset about that. What I cannot handle is if we go up there and I hear more reports about girls and food being delivered to
The
the
Taco
hotel at
Bell.
1:00,
Yeah.
and you got guys loafing everywhere, and we're not playing with any energy or fire. We're getting out hustled, we're getting out hit, we're getting out desired. I can't live with that. So if we go up there and do that on the road again, just like we have in our last 2 major road games, I'm gonna have an absolute come apart all over again, and I will literally cast their feet in concrete and push them into the Savannah River and watch them go to the bottom, and they'll be at 16 for eternity.
Lifelong 16, 10 years from now.
Yeah,
Big SEC guys episode 1100, Alabama 16th in the power rankings.
that's right.
Folks, we'll end you with this. South Carolina Gamecocks, you've broken my heart. And that's really it. It's that simple, Joe.
Well, you
Until
got
next time,
1
Joe.
more day. We're recording again tomorrow, folks. He's got 1 more day to get his act together because it's a new week, and he better tighten
Yeah,
up because this is a game that's a winnable game, and you need to go win it. Otherwise, just you're just making your fears come true. So buckle up.
I don't like our chances. I'll be at the San Diego Zoo during the game. Can't wait. Very excited about that.
That will be a good day.
Big SEC guys, go to the zoo.
You're gonna
Until
go
next time,
live. Do they
Joe.
have a chicken coop you can go live from?
We're doing the Safari Park thing, so yeah, maybe we'll do a live episode. Safari Park, live episode. We're
There's a
here with the
tiger.
giraffes.
There's a
There's a
tiger.
tiger. I'm going with Missouri. Give me Missouri. Lay the points. There's a tiger right there.
All right,
Love it.
buddy. I'll
All
see you
right,
tomorrow
Joe.
night.
Until next time. See ya.